We are back on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio News Talk 1180. Our in-studio guests, Cathy Butler and Steve McEvoy from the Downtown Business Association. So, Steve, you were going to tackle that question. Is there a need for a DBA, and what's the difference between a DBA and a Chamber of Commerce?
Well, really, I tell you, we focus on the heart. We call the downtown the heart of the city. Mm-hmm. So when you think about it, there are 28,000 people that work downtown every day. Mm-hmm. 28,000. That's a city. It's almost the size of Delano that come downtown. Every city needs that heart, that vibrant place, the place to go. There's nothing wrong with the marketplace in the Southwest, and there's nothing wrong with Rosedale and all that area. But every town that usually has a lot of vibrance with it has an exciting and a lively downtown area. So really, basically what the DBA's purpose is to support all those small businesses downtown. When I got this job and they asked me to do this, I started going out and meeting a lot of the small businesses. And I actually had businesses come up to me and say, well, I'm not even sure what you do. Honestly, the DBA does so much, I couldn't rattle off a couple of the things we were doing. We do so much. So when we were at the State of the Downtown, I just let those businesses talk about it. I mean, it's small things, like the Restaurant Association got together, and they had the new health care. You're going to have to explain that even a little more, Cathy, because you were at that. What was the health care law that we just had to have passed?
Basically, the employees that work at the restaurants needed to be trained, and it was a special training that, in fact, I believe Eureka's had hired a company, and the economic, or what do they call it, the health department did not recognize that company. So we needed to educate the downtown businesses about this, and it was a new law that I believe state law, and so we were working with the current
food handlers law.
Yeah, the food handlers law.
Oh, that's right.
And so this is, and so they appreciated this, pulling together and working together to help resolve some of their problems. One of the things that was very interesting, someone had mentioned, in fact, our Carlock was talking about the, in Nashville, they have these trash compactors that are solar powered and has brought down the cost of trash and the cost for the restaurants through this trash compactor service. Well, that's something I'd like to look into. You know, so there are things out there that could help small businesses help themselves. And so working with the city, maybe we could apply for the grants for that. You know, there's a variety of things we can do. But what people are so busy running their business. These are small business owners, and we need to bring them up to date on a lot of things, as well as helping them educate them.
And the events that you put on are fantastic. They're great for business. I mean, they're necessary just to get the word out that, you know, the downtown is thriving, and there is a heart.
Yeah, Cathy did a great job with Third Thursdays, which they started last year, moving it off of Chester and getting over to Third Thursdays. And I know there's talk of expanding it out even more. But, you know, really what the events do is the events are sometimes what we get known for, because a lot of people see that. But really what the events are to do is to bring people downtown, to give them a reason. So, you know, Third Thursday at the park, I think when we started that last year, probably the first one, we had 5,000 or 6,000 people at Mill Creek. And it was really exciting. And we got a lot of great feedback. And you'd be surprised how many people. I live in the Southwest, and I shop in the Southwest, or maybe I work in the Southwest. I never come downtown. I never experience that downtown. So what we're trying to do by events is to give people to come down, see it. Cathy's really working on expanding it. We'll hopefully get the carriage rides or the trolley rides to get people out and to see the other businesses downtown, because once people discover it, I think they'll really like it. I mean, there's a great business downtown, and I'm not here to plug a business, because they're not even advertising with my station, so I'll say that. But Chef's Choice Noodle Bar, you know, it's a little like P.F. Chang's. If you go on Yelp, you'll see these great reviews on this place. We want people to discover these downtown restaurants, and that's really the nice thing about downtown. You can get the chains on Rosedale, you can get a Chili's, you can get that, but you know, when you bring somebody to a new town, you don't really want to take them to Chili's. Nothing against Chili's, because they're a great restaurant, but you know, they've got a Chili's in their town, and they've got a Chili's in their town.
And they're all the same.
When you come to a new place in a new city, and you want to go, hey, let's go down and experience some local flavor. Let's go to Luigi's. Let's go to Chef's Choice Noodle Bar. So we want people to discover those businesses, and that's kind of the other need for the DBA. Most of the businesses downtown are small, independently run local businesses. And I remember Kuka's told me this, and she said, look, when you spend your money in a local downtown business, guess what? You're employing local downtown people, and then the money gets really spent here. Nothing against big companies, but remember, all the money usually goes back to the big company. Not that they don't do great things. Walmart employs a lot of people in this town. They give a lot to this town, but the money's going back somewhere else. So when you support a small downtown business, he's hiring people locally, he's keeping people locally, and you know what? When they get the cash in their pockets, they're usually spending it back locally in our community. So that's the nice thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it was a talk I heard you give, was online on your website, where you talked about the heart being downtown and how the arteries just flow from there to the rest of the county, and so much of it is dependent upon the downtown. I thought that was a great analogy.
That's Kathy that
No,
actually came
actually,
up with
Eric Mers.
Okay, well, we're going to give credit where credit's due.
You guys both stole it from Eric.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he conducted our strategic plan last month.
Well,
so.
if you use it twice, it's yours. It's no longer plagiarism.
Oh, okay.
I'm a great stealer. I can steal a lot of good stuff.
I am too. I belong to the Joseph Biden School of Original Thought. We're having a conversation with Cathy Butler and Steve McEvoy. So you were talking about a survey, too, that you have going on. Tell us about that.
Well, we have 2 surveys, one for the public and one for the business owners downtown. And we want to know what they think. And in fact, it's on our Facebook at Bakersfield Downtown Business Association, so you could fill it out.
Which is a great Facebook page, by the way.
Thank you. And it's so funny because, the perception that we have already received from the State of the Downtown Breakfast, we had it available. And last night we had a marketing committee meeting and we reviewed those. And it was interesting, even the people that work downtown and their perception of what's downtown. It was very interesting. But that's going to help us market downtown and help us with our planning. And we want to brand the downtown area. And, it's so funny because we are different districts. We are from the government and financial to the education district, to the arts alive, to the medical, and then with your development along the Mill Creek, your entertainment. And so it's all defining our heart. And we want to showcase that and have kind of a one brand, but then that they take a portion of that and you adopt it to the area and really promote it. And that's what we want people to know. And we want to promote this even nationwide. We want people to come here. We have our own little San Antonio now.
Sure.
And so we're looking at having a regional meeting here of the California Downtown Association that started in 71 in Bakersfield. And we're looking at having it on first Friday in September. And we're looking at having it during the day at the Marriott, and then we're hoping to get the Melodrama and have, if we can get a trolley, it would be great, but if not, we'll have a little bus tour of the area because most of the projects will be done by then.
Sure.
And then end in the Arts Alive district with tours. And then have, a party on the Prairie Fire there.
Right.
And then start First Friday. Therefore, they're going to want to stay into the hotels, and we'll be promoting all over of what we have downtown available. So in other words, the people at the coast, don't go down to L.A., come to Bakersfield. We have the entertainment here and enjoy something special. You don't have to travel far.
Do you see the energy? Do you see how I wore out after I talked to her?
Oh, definitely, Steve. I can see that. And
I just nod my head.
I see the vision. I just see the vision. It's so close now. It's getting closer.
I mean, Cathy, you are the heart of the
She really is. Yeah. She is. Yeah. She does not get any credit. I mean, I realize at the State of the Downtown Breakfast, Cathy didn't get up and speak. Really. Without Cathy, we're nothing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I agree.
But it's a team, and that's what it's all about. It's partnerships, and that's been the frustration for so many years. I've had the vision, but it's building those partnerships. And a lot of people kind of just had their own ideas. But now it's like we're all getting on the same page.
Sure.
Yay.
Now, does your business have to be, it doesn't have to be downtown. I know I'm a member, and my business is not downtown.
And
so
a lot of people
what are the parameters?
do business with downtown.
So it's basically doing business downtown, not necessarily being downtown.
Yes, anybody can join and support our efforts because it builds the entire community.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a small business, I mean, it's $100. The lowest price, it's $125.
Oh yeah, it's
for
nothing.
the year.
So we're not asking for a great for. They get a great. As I said, that's probably the greatest deal, and especially if you are a business downtown, it's one of the best deals because we're going to be expanding the office. There's going to be somebody there to answer the phone because a lot of if you're a really small business, sometimes the frustration is just broken sidewalk or the light is out in front of me.
Right.
Cathy is the person who knows how to make those calls, who to call to help you get that fixed and get that done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's you're essential. Your organization is essential for Bakersfield. And it's, go ahead, I'm sorry.
And we work with the Chamber of Commerce. We see them as the overall umbrella, but we, as well as the other Chamber of Commerces, we all network together and we all benefit in the long run. And that's basically.
Sure. I see the same thing in Tehachapi. You know, we've got the Chamber, we have Main Street, which is similar to your organization.
Great organizations. They work great together.
Yes,
Ida
they
does a great job up there at the Chamber. And you know, I know everybody's pulling together to get Main Street since the redevelopment money all went away.
Yeah, which makes it tougher.
But you know what? They're really pulling together and doing a great job up there as well. That's kind of my second home. Like you.
And I want to thank you publicly for what your station, Channel 23, does for us in Tehachapi.
Well, you know, again, it is such a great little community up there. As much as I love downtown and Bakersfield, I love to come up, especially when you do the wine walk-in. I'm going to do the plug for the wine walk in July. Okay. It's my favorite.
Well, come by my office because we'll be open. We'll be one of the stations.
Good.
What's the phone number again for people to call if they want to become a member?
325-5892.
Okay.
And we will have a phone app soon, starting in March. And our website, we have a lot of things we're going to be kicking off in March.
Great. Thank you both for coming today.
Thanks,
I really
Marty.
appreciate the time. We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio News Talk 1180.